Forward TV. The world is thinking.
About knives versus guns. London used to have an enormous problem with young people wandering around with guns, and the Met actually introduced an enormously effective operation, Trident, which went in there and dealt to a large extent with gun crime in London. And I think what's happened is that those gangsters have now gone to the kitchen drawer and found themselves a knife instead. Now, knives are much more dangerous than guns, and here's why. If you have a gun in your hand and you want to really frighten somebody from another gang, you can shoot at them. The most likely thing is you're going to miss. The next most likely thing is if you do hit them, you're likely to injure them rather than kill them. The bullet hole's likely to be quite clean. If, however, you've got a knife and you're going to hurt somebody with that knife, you have to be next to them. You have to be right up close. You have to stab it into their body. And then you probably are going to do it again, because the worst, most dangerous time is between the time you've stabbed them before they've really had a chance to suffer from the wound. So you hit them, you do them 2 or 3 times. Now, if you ask surgeons in East London, where they deal with the wreckage, they will say that 9 out of 10 shooting victims survive. 9 out of 10 knife victims die. Why? Because you put a knife into someone and take it out, you're sawing the inside of their body. And even if you're able to sew them all up, actually you're likely to put an infection in there that's going to be impossible for the doctors to deal with, and they'll die of the infection itself. That's the first point. Second quick point, which is just about the media and the fact that we've kind of been there before. In America, as long ago as 1980, an academic called Doris A. Graber, who my colleagues may well know, wrote this: the mass media supply a large amount of data about specific crimes. That's the third way people get information on crime. There's recorded crime, there's a British crime survey, and there's you learn down the pub and you read in the paper. These data convey the impressions that criminals threaten the legitimate social system and its institutions. So that's what they fear. And within 20 years of that, a Freedom Forum wrote, disproportionate and superficial coverage fuels public fear and anxiety, which then can cause politicians to overreact and pass unnecessary and costly get tough on crime laws. And finally, the American Bar Association described a lot of the legislation passed in America as misguided, unnecessary, and harmful. I feel we're exactly there now.
I just wanted to come back briefly on the point on guns and gangs. It's not actually accurate. Trident has been very successful, you're quite right, but it's not the case that the gangs have taken up knives. Only about 25% of the deaths in London have been gang related, and we do know that for certainty because we have a 100% record of catching them at the moment. Homicide Squad have a 100% clean-up rate on teen killings. But the alarming thing is the number that are unrelated to gangs. It's one of those odd conundrums that it's more alarming than it's not. And in fact, the numbers that are single blows, that aren't repeated and therefore premeditated killings, they are just single blows struck in anger that kill the other person.
Is that with a knife or a sharp object?
Knife or sharp object, whatever it might be.
Is it not a bottle then, Kit? Isn't that what it is on a Saturday night? That's somebody with a bottle
standing
into somebody's
it's quite
face.
hard to kill somebody with a bottle, Mark.
Well, it is, yeah.